Hey, hello, how are you? I kind of finished my concept of a goal-oriented planning app. Before I continue, I just want to briefly show you the main inspiration that I try to emulate. So if you search for Ant AI goal-oriented planning, you will be seeing a nice presentation in Unity where characters can plan where to go, and they also feature here an editor where they set up main uh, actions and overall conditions. And these are the preconditions and post conditions I was setting up in previous sessions. So this is like the actions and stuff, and when they decide to emulate the planning, this is what they get. So they get a list of actions that need to be taken. So search for weapon, pick up weapon. You actually see those names in my presentation. So this is a cool starting point for me. There's world state, everything. Near enemy has weapon. This is all I'm using in my project. I've been featuring that all the time. So search for weapon, pick up weapon. There's post conditions and preconditions, and there is world state. Now, as for the UI, now I'm getting into technical details for my stuff. I'm doing that right as well. I have my pre-states and post-states. There's Axum uh, back backend, and when I submit my code, I get a list of the I get a list of the actions I need to take, and just to feature the effects. So if I edit the cost of change mode from 10, so it's super expensive operation right now. If I change it to 1 and make it cheap, and I try to do that, so since changing mode about uh, about all the bad things, right? If I don't want to fight, then it's easier not to fight than going all through the weird actions. So this is the inspiration, right? By knowing the costs and preconditions and what the action can do, I can plan the most efficient by cost list of actions I need to take to actually get to the goal, which in this case is to kill an enemy in the game. Now on the technical side, as I've shown you before, I've got just my JSONs, and this is my list of world state keys I want to have, which I successfully merge into the template, right? I showed that before in Axum. So if I show you this and show you Terra code, where's Terra? This is what I did. I read the parameters, I put that in a schema template I have, and I present that to frontend, which in return can give me hints thanks to that about whatever parameters I can have. Now I don't have any error checkers, but still it kind of works. So in the original code of goal-oriented planning, it worked heavily with hash maps, and I decided to keep it just like that. So all the actions are in order for the algorithm to work are keyed. So search weapon, under that key there would be an object with all the features here. But for editor, I need that to be a list so that JSON forms could automatically show me the UI, because I didn't want to spend much time on actually configuring UI and handling the data states and everything like that. So JSON forms helped me a lot to prototype and bind data to UI, and it works just fine. Another thing, so since I showed everything in a manner of lists, I needed to basically mirror the original structure I had, but instead of hash maps, I again reading the list that is possible to display in here, and I convert that back into where the hell is it? Yeah, to plan config. It is actually converting the stuff I see on the screen in that UI into what the algorithm could work with. So I'm converting a list in a bunch of hash maps, and that works. That works incredibly well, as I showed you. So whenever I do this, so what the hell is this? Scout suicidal. Um, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. Attack with blood. So this is a suicidal on fist fighting, right? I can also change that, and so the conversion from list to hash map worked like a charm because I know all the data structures in there. There's some basic checkers for empty lists. Oh, I never checked it. Let's say I delete everything. So this UI is given to me for free because I'm using JSON forms. All right, if I try to post it like that, I guess, since I don't show any errors, submit network. Oh, it worked still. Yeah. So maybe there's something I didn't check. Anyway, another important part. I had my projects like the playground, so the server in previous session was a different project, and the goal-oriented planning algorithm was also a different project. Now I combined all these into a workspace. So the GOAP playground is a binary application, and GOAP runner is a library. So this is a binary, and it features all the Axum and stuff, right? And it references the GOAP runner as a library, and this is a library. It starts with a lib. Um, it has some dependencies on Surday. So cool. I've learned a bunch on weekends. So again, um, this whole project is just for me to learn a bunch of stuff about Rust, and learning um, backend was one of the big ones for me. I am planning to add compiling React code into, ready to consume JavaScript and host the resulting distribution with Axum as static files. But that would require some work for me. Oh yeah, I did want to say, in my case, in order for Axum to accept requests, so the Axum server is running on port 3001, but the React application is hosted on 3000. In order for these to work now, I had to turn off core stuff from Axum. So I made it permissive. So this is actually quite dangerous, right? So if I had deployed this stuff to a server somewhere, this would be very dangerous from any website. I would be able to troll this server, my application. So this needs to go, and whenever I am able to host my application, sorry, whenever I am able to host my application in from Axum, this will go, and on path of this, I will just host the React app, and that should work fine. So this is that for this project for now, and yeah, I'll do something else just to make it more fun for me. Hope it wasn't too bad for you. This is me just reporting a bunch of stuff that I'm proud of. So yeah, and the actual post method that I have, GOAP run, just didn't say about that, since I'm referencing my GOAP runner as a library, and in cargo toml I reference that as a relative path in here as described in the documentation. I'm just able to use it without the mod keyword and whatever. And oh yeah, I had to re-export a bunch of things. So these variables are inside configs, or these structures. And I didn't know about that, but I'm able to use pub use, and that is like equivalent of JavaScript export. In JavaScript, that would be export star from whatever. So this is a nice thing to know, actually. There you go. See you next time.